Stop what you're doing. Look at your hands. If you have an old Eisenhower dollar sitting in a coffee can, a sock drawer, or your grandfather's forgotten desk you might be holding, 就是one right now, and you wouldn't even know it. From 1971 to 1978, the United States Mint produced these large, impressive dollars. Then, almost as quietly as they appeared, they vanished. Pulled from circulation, recalled, buried in vaults, melted by the truckload. The government does not want you searching for these coins. Why? Because 5 of them slipped through the cracks. 5 Eisenhower dollars, each one worth more than a paid-off house. One of them worth nearly $1 million by itself. Before you toss your coins back in that drawer, read every word, because the difference between a $1 coin and a generational fortune comes down to a single, tiny detail. Let's count them down. 4. The 1972 Type 2 Eisenhower dollar up to $4,000. In 1972, the United States Mint made a mistake. A mistake so small, so invisible to the naked, i.e. that 99% of collectors look right past it, hold it in their palm and throw it back in the jar. Look at the reverse side of your 1972 Eisenhower dollar. You'll see an eagle landing on the moon. Now look, just above the eagle's head, there's a tiny image of planet Earth. That little globe is everything. Most 1972. Eisenhower dollars are what collectors call Type 1 or Type 3. On those, the Earth looks blurry, soft, smudged like a bad photocopy. The continents are barely visible. The Caribbean islands look like blobs. That's the common version. Worth about $1, maybe $1.50 on a good day. But there's a second version, the Type 2. What makes the Type 2 special? On the Type 2, the Earth is sharp and crisp. The continents have real definition. You can actually see the outline of Florida pointing down toward Cuba. And here's the kicker. The Caribbean islands south of Florida are missing entirely. They were removed from the master die after a small batch was made. The Mint never announced this change. They never told the public. They quietly switched dies, then quietly switched back. The result is one of the rarest production varieties in modern American coinage. Why does this matter to you? The Type 2 was struck only at the Philadelphia Mint, meaning no mint mark. Circulated condition, 300美元到700美元. Mint state condition, 2000美元到4000美元. Pristine, PCGS, NGC certified. Over $5,000 at auction. How to spot a 1972 Type 2. Earth is sharp and 3D, not flat or blurry. No Caribbean islands below Florida. No mint mark Philadelphia stripe. If your coin matches all 3, stop using it as a paperweight. Get it graded. But the Type 2 is just the beginning. Number 4 on our list is the coin that fooled an entire generation of collectors. 井号三, the 1976 Bicentennial Type 1. Up to yuan. Now let's get serious. Pull out every 1976 bicentennial dollar you own. The ones with 1776, 1976 on the front and the Liberty Bell. Over the moon on the back. Most of you have at least one, maybe a dozen, maybe a whole roll. I'm going to tell you which ones are worth $1 and which are worth $10,000. The difference is in the lettering. What happened? When the Mint produced the bicentennial dollar, they commissioned a new design. But the first batch used a typeface that was too bold, too thick. The letters looked clunky and unrefined. The Mint didn't like it. So after a small production run, they changed the typeface to thin, elegant letters. Type 1, rare, bold, thick, blocky lettering on the reverse. Type 2 common, thin, refined lettering. Rarity and value. The Mint produced roughly 120 million Type 2 coins. Type 1? Only a tiny fraction, single-digit percentages. Circulated 30美元, 75美元. Mint state 200美元到800美元. Pristine MS67 Plus, over $10,000 at auction. The real jackpot, silver-clad versions. Some bicentennial dollars were struck in 40% silver, mostly for collector sets. But a small batch of silver-clad Type 1 coins escaped into circulation. Those have sold for $15,000. How to check your bicentennial dollar. Look at the lettering. Is it bold and blocky? Type E candidates. Weigh the coin. Copper and nickel equals 22.68克, 除以 silver 真clad等于. Tap the edge. Copper nickel thuds. Silver rings like a tuning fork. If your coin passes all 3 checks, you're not holding a souvenir. You're holding a piece of suppressed mint history. But the Bicentennial Type 1 is just the warm-up. Number 3 on this list is a double die error. So rare that when one was found in a coin, roll in 2007. The finder cried on camera, Eisenhower, the 1974D, Double Die Obverse up to $15,000. Now we enter mint error territory. And mint errors are where real fortunes hide, because the mint does not want you to know they made mistakes. The 1974D, Double Die Obverse. Eisenhower dollar is one of the most aggressively suppressed coin errors in modern American history. Most coin shop owners have never seen one. Only a handful of certified examples exist. What happened? In 1974 at the Denver Mint, a working die was misaligned during the hubbing process. The result? A doubled image on the date and the words "In God We Trust." The doubling is most visible on the 4 in 1974. The letters TRUST, you'll see a ghost image, a second outline right next to the original. When the Mint discovered the error, they pulled and destroyed the die, but several thousand coins had already been bagged and shipped to banks across the western U.S. Rarity. Out of 73 million Eisenhower dollars struck at Denver in 1974, fewer than 5,000 double die coins were released. Only a few hundred have ever been graded. Value. Circulated 800美元到2000美元 Mint state 5000美元到10000美元 Pristine 15000美元加 record sale 15500印2022. How to spot one? Use a 10x magnifying glass. Look at the 4 in 1974. See a ghost outline? Look at Trust. See doubling on the letters? Look at Liberty. Sometimes doubled as well. If you see doubling on all 3 areas, you're not looking at a regular dollar. E. Run up. The 1977 The Silver Planchet Error. Up to 50 ling ling ling. This is not a double die, not a variety, not a typeface change. This is a wrong planchet error, the holy grail of mint mistakes. Here's the story. From 1971 to 1974, the Mint produced 40% silver Eisenhower dollars for collector sets. In 1976, they did the same for bicentennial coins. When production ended, leftover silver planchets sat in bins at the Denver Mint. In 1977, those leftover silver planchets got loaded into the wrong hopper. Value. In 1998, one was found in a bankroll and sold for $37,000. Current auction record, over $50,000. Experts believe up to 20 more examples are still out there. How to check. Weigh it. Copper nickel equals Arjar de Milbat G. Silver E. The 1974 aluminum Eisenhower pattern. Up to 90万美元. Sit down, this is the one. In 1973, the price of copper was rising fast. The Mint needed a cheaper alternative, so they began experimenting with aluminum. A small number were given to congressmen, Mint officials, and industry insiders as souvenirs. They were never meant to leave government hands. The government has spent 50 years trying to retrieve them. Lawsuits followed. Some were surrendered, some were not. Value. Most recent verified sale, over $250,000. Finest known example with contested but allowed provenance. Appraised at 90万美元. How to identify one? Weight, standard equals 22.68 grams. Aluminum 等于12.5克. You'll feel the difference immediately. Color, brighter, whiter, matte finish. Sound, flat, dull, tono, almost like cardboard. Date, must be 1974. No mint mark or faint P on some examples. Because what you're holding is not a coin. It's American history. A project the Mint denied. A coin the government tried to recall. And it's worth $900,000. Final checklist, what to look for right now. Coin. Key feature, potential value. 1974 Type R. Sharp earth, no Caribbean islands, no mint mark. 1976 Bicentennial Type 1. Bold, blocky lettering on reverse. 1974D Double Die. Doubling on foreign trust. 1977D Silver Planchet. Wrong weight 24.59 grams, no copper edge. 1974 aluminum pattern. Ultralight approximately 12.5 grams, dull sound. One last time. Do not clean any of these coins. Do not rub them. Do not try to improve them. Every scratch removes value. Get a magnifying glass. Get a small scale. Check every Eisenhower dollar you have. And the government hoped these coins would disappear forever. They didn't. And one of them might be in your house right now.